Hello and welcome to day 2 of Inktober Tangles Challenge 2025. I'm Anica, a certified Zentangle teacher from Croatia. And I will draw the second tangle, which is Seedways by Carla Jooren. And it's a ribbon tangle. And I'm going to add a ribbon that's kind of parallel to this letter I, to the curve, which, let me just say, it's not going to make things easier. It will be a challenge. Well, let's see what happens. I'm willing to give it a try. So I drew this curved line, and then I drew an oral line, and now I will draw another one further away. It doesn't have to be perfectly parallel, it will not be, in fact. So just relax and do it. So this is the ribbon that I'm going to use, and now I want to add these seed shapes, which is Seedways, playing with words, and I'm just going to add these seed shapes throughout the middle. I'm starting here because it's kind of a weird spot that I will have to work around, and I don't even know that placing the first seed right there was a good choice. Well, you know, whatever. From what I remember now, I think that Seedways was a part of my 100-day tangles. And I will try to find that, and I will put a link in the description in case it was. Maybe you want to do the 100-day challenge once you maybe feel inspired or called to. The next thing is to add these little marks on each side, in the middle, more or less, middle-ish of where you place the seeds. And yeah, it's going to be interesting with this curve. I'm not sure if I used it more than once, the tangle, and I don't believe that it was with a curve. But it should be easy. I will start with this, again, curved line that takes off along the seed and lands at those marks. And you know, if you need to fill some space or ink in some space, if there's some space, you can do it. You can change your seeds. And then on the top part, it will go into the other direction. So I think it's a very kind of simple but clever tangle, and Carla has some lovely tangles that you might want to explore. The second step is to add an oral line. So because I was doing these strokes on the top part, I will continue with just doing the same stroke again and again, and I'm rotating my tile because I can, to keep my hand in a comfortable position while I'll do this. And last year, if you have done this with me, maybe you remember that I worked on an opus tile, which was lovely. But whenever I choose to work on a bigger canvas, or, you know, even in a booklet, compared to these small paper tiles, I come back to the paper tiles because they are so convenient, so cool, so nice. I just love them. And now you can add an extra, which Carla calls Seedways Extra, a little black piece of black ink here in these corners between the edge of the ribbon and these auras. But I think because mine curves like this and has some limited space in some places, maybe it's not the best choice. Anyway, I will keep it simple now, and I will just start shading. So you want to enhance this over and under principle when you shade. So whenever I see something disappearing behind something else, like a section of a tangle behind another section of a tangle, is where I want to place the shade. And I will do the same on the opposite side. So this is, I should have created a little aura line here and in this small part, but it's fine, it will not be visible. And I can always do it. I can always add a black line at any point. So this is what I'm trying to do, to kind of create the illusion of depth by adding shades to the place that I would like to appear to be receding in the background. And I like to do that along these auras, if I have auras, and I usually do, along the edges of the ribbon. So now, of course, a little bit of blending. You don't want to blend it everywhere. You just want to blend it in a way that the shade kind of seamlessly disappears into the part that's not shaded. When you hold your graphite, your blending stump, you want to hold it at a low angle, not vertically like this, but at a low angle, so that you can blend those shades not with the tip of your blending stump, but with the side of it. Okay, let's see. It does have more depth, and I think it looks nice. So I have these bridges that are kind of now visible more than they were before, just because we added those shades. And that's where I will place my highlights to enhance those bridges, if I can call them bridges. I guess I can. And finally, my cap just flew off, maybe you heard it. Finally, there's this white gel pen, and maybe you want to have a piece of paper somewhere near you so you can try if the ink flows before you start applying it to your paper tile. I will add that to the edges of my ribbon. And because I have gone over some of my black lines while I was doing this, I'm just going to retrace my black line wherever it was muted, because I like my black lines to be dark and bold, to create that contrast between the black and white. Okay, that's it. And perhaps just a couple of dots in the middle of these bridges. So again, I'm not going to draw a full line, a full white line. Sometimes I want to do that like in these auras, but sometimes a few dots, like little sparkles of white, is enough. So that was Seedways. I loved it. I love this tangle. I think it's easy and very effective. So thanks for being with me for one more day. I will see you tomorrow with the third tangle. So I have these 8 letters, which, you know, I want to have 3 to 4, more like 4 tangles a day fitting on one tile. But I also have this spare tile with a year that I might or might not use. So let's see how it goes. There's plenty of space here for 2 tangles, I think. So I will see you tomorrow with the tangle 3. Bye.